Hello everyone and welcome to another traditional draft of New Capenna and pretty decent pack here. The rare is it's really decent. 7 damage for 4 mana is better than the average, but of course this is 3 colors. But the fact that this also can often take out an artifact or enchantment, I think that has happened more often than not to me when I have played with this card. So I would be willing to first pick this card, but this pack has also some less color intensive cards. Also, this is maybe not the best color combination, but I wouldn't mind playing like red green splash black or red black splash green. That would be fine. But there's a whack, knockout blow, jewel thief, a body dropper, or I think. Well, maybe body dropper, not the completely first pickable card, but I think I like the card I like the most out of these is the jewel thief. It's just such an efficient card. Only one color allows you to aim a splash if you need to. I'll just take that. I think it is the best card in the pack. There's really rarely a situation in the game when you don't wanna, have access to this card. Even later in the game, a 3/3 Vigilance Trample is, significantly enough of a body. Alright, so now there's a Cabaret Ascendancy. It's Ascendancy, not Ascendancy. I think I've been reminded a couple of times. I often say it wrong, but it is Ascendancy. Alright, anyway, this is fine, but not amazing. Definitely not nowhere near the power level of the Broker's Ascendancy. So I'm not taking that. If I'm taking a red card, it would be the Rivete's Requisitioner. Requisis, or whatever. Let's see, no green card. We're taking the prize fight is okay, but not really that strong that you would often happily pick it at pick 2. There's a body dropper. If I would have somehow started with this card, I would just snap pick this one, but I think I can take this, and yes, red green, not the greatest color combination in this set, but I'm not gonna force the broker's colors all the time. It's incredibly boring here to play those 3 colors or 2 of those 3, so I'm willing to play red green if it is open. Now if it's not open, I'm definitely not going to lock into red green or anything. For example, this pack, it has a Darling of the Masses, which is definitely the best card in here, the Grizzly Sigil. Now, would be a very sweet pick if I started with double of those, those black-red common 2-drops. Would be fantastic to follow up with a Grizzly Sigil there, but I don't think you really could pick the black-red card over a Jewel Thief in pack 1. So there's a Rivete's Overlook as well, which would be fine if I am gonna be splashing black at these colors, but I think the pick has to be Darling of the Masses. I can still maybe be white if it is open, but of course white is one of the better colors in this set, so it's not that often going to be open, so maybe. Yeah, but I don't think the land was that important, so missing out on well, any other card in the pack wasn't such a big deal. It was definitely worth taking the Darling of the Masses in case white is open enough. This might be a splashable card. I'm not really that interested in splashing it though, but it's possible if I'm splashing white I can consider including this one in the deck as well. Alright, so there's a Cabaret land here. Fatal Crutch would be an interesting pickup if I started with those 2-drop black-red cards, Grizzly Sigil into this, but here it's between Mayhem Patrol and the Security Rocks. I think the Rocks has even a chance to come back to me, and even if it doesn't, it is a 4-mana 5/4. Definitely, I would say that stat line is good and limited, but it's not necessary. There are other 4-mana cards in the set, and Mayhem Patrol is one of the better 2-drops when you are red, so I'm happy to pick the 2-drop here. Now, as you can see, we don't really get any white cards here, so Darling of the Masses, I think it still was worth going that route, but I think I'm going to abandon the white now, and the red cards here are, quite mediocre in fact, so I take the Razor's Ring. Now, to be noted, there's only one green card here. I could still be red-black, although it would be really awkward after I have passed all those good red-black cards. So maybe I can still use the Jewel Thief here and take this to have a base red-green deck. Alright, so here Not happy about this pack. There is a 2-drop, but it's one of the not so good ones, especially if you don't care about citizen synergy. It's not really that good. There is the Rivet's Outlook. That's only 40 gems, so and I don't need it anymore. I actually did complete the set already, so I don't need to redraft any kind of mythics anymore unless I really want to have the 40 gems instead. But I think it's between Light 'em Up and our Overlook here. I think I'll take this. This gives me an option to splash for black, and then I get this stuff that is good if I was splashing for white. Okay, well, this is really interesting, but I guess I'll take the fixer. I do consider this quite a decent 2-drop. Mostly because of the threat of activation. You can just, especially if the opponent is tapped out, they just simply cannot block this with their 2 power creatures, unless they have a lot of toughness, of course, if you have the mana up to pump this. Unless they really want to just waste a card to make you use your mana. But I think I'll take this and don't care about the white cards. And I know I have this Darling of the Masses, but I really don't think it's that good that I would be splashing for it. And here I'll just take the initiate. I think this is quite okay. The Death Touch activation makes this card useful late in the game too, and of course early in the game you're happy to trade this card with most of the things. So the Silencer is good, but I really just don't like splashing too much in this set. I just rather play straight up 2 colors if possible, unless I get something incredibly strong, and I don't think I have seen that strong cards. So I'm gonna cut the Darling here for now, and this seems to be the build so far. I think I don't need... I could take the Tramway Station if I'm gonna go for some kind of a black splash, but I didn't get the rare back. I take the Roast Master, it's fine. And here I have a Plasma Jockey, Initiate. There's also the Gold Hound. Broken Wings is an option because this is a best of 3 draft, but I don't think I'm gonna pick that in pack 1. I might have more opportunities to pick it for the sideboard. Here I don't think I need the 2-drop. I just take the Jockey. Let's see how it goes. It is better in red-black than in red-green, but we'll see. Alright, ready to rumble. Usually a sideboard card. I don't like main decking the 5 mana removal there. This has, I actually have some ways to make this a creature. I don't think I need another Outlook here, so I'll take the Express because I do like the Express in red-green. And by the way, like I said, this came back. Also this came back, but even though I passed all those red-black cards. But this is not such a good card, but anyway, I'll take this obviously here. Then there's a big score. What was I saying? Yeah, I like this card in red-green because there are quite a few of those cards have 3 power. Anyway, this pack has a Cerberus Stomper, one of the I don't know, it's not probably not the best uncommon in the set, but it is one of the better ones, especially when you only consider a single color uncommons, monocolor uncommons. This is definitely one of the best. But yeah, I'm not playing white here, so I just wanted to mention that this pack is quite good because there's also a Strangle, there's a Chaldea Strong Armor, which I consider the second best green common and a very strong card. The Stomper is quite decent though. It's not usually that much of a problem to get to 7 lands because this already gets 1. Strangle is good though. It's tough. I guess the rare is more fun than the Strangle. Yeah, I'll take the rare. Okay. Anything for me? Nope. Oh man. What a pack. Unlucky Witness usually can be used in red-black. Not that often in red-green. Now this is really weak pack. Why couldn't the Strangle have been in here? Someone took an uncommon here, and I know I can take another 2-drop. I'm a Wrecking Crew. Don't care about... I hate to pick this at pick 2, but I guess it's the card I'm gonna be most likely playing. I don't really think... This is maybe like a sideboard card, but don't like running it in the main deck. Sure, let's take the Initiate, but I'm really sad about that thing. Okay, something good. Okay, now there are the 2 best green commons in here. Well, I think I still take the better one. Jewel Thief. Who knows, maybe I can actually get enough treasure token generating that sometimes I get to cast this without paying the 4 mana option at all. Yeah, I'll take this it is still better than the strong arm. Alright, that's body dropper number 3 I see in this draft. It's a really good one. And red black is, you know, one of the better archetypes after the progress colors. It is the best archetype after the progress colors. Alright, so magician for the family. How many creatures I have? 11 with 2 non-creatures. I think I might take the pump spell. I don't have that much use for the, you know, the triggered ability here. I think I'll take the pump spell. I do quite like this 1 mana pump spell. Alright, strangle. Yep, now it's easy pick. There's no competition. I took the stomper over it in the first pick out of this pack, but I still could have taken the strangle, but I have the kind of principle that when it's not a serious tournament, just a random queue, I usually like to pick rares and uncommons over commons when the pick is close, because it's more fun to play with cards you don't use that often. I have played with so many strangles and not that many times with the stomper. And they are pretty close to each other in power level, definitely. Alright, now this is a 2-drop. I'm happy to pick, and I have multiple copies of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. Okay, I think I'm... Oh man, this is a 4th body dropper. If I for some reason, you know, made a bit crazy decision and first picked the body dropper, I would have a pretty good black-red deck right now. Oh boy. Alright, am I gonna take an antagonize? Chrome Cat, I don't need a random 3-drop. I'm at 16 playables already, so I don't really look to splash anything. I guess I'll take the antagonize. Probably not going to main deck it, but I guess it could be sideboarded in some certain cases when I need to push through some nasty big toughness, high toughness blockers. Alright, so I don't think I need a socialite for anything. I don't think this deck really, no, 3 citizens now. I'll just take the bandits now. I take it because who knows, I might actually find some black card I want to splash. Who knows, I can just open a very good black rare, for example the mythic rare dragon, the green red black dragon. Alright, so another roastmaster or just the outlook, oh sorry, overlook. I don't know, I don't need multiple roastmasters in this deck, I don't think. So I'll just take that land, just in case. Now I have my black splash, if it comes to that, pretty much secured. Alright, Wrecking Crew or 20 gems, because I'm not taking the other options. I guess I'll take the crew. I don't care about the 20 gems quite that much. I often pick rares, but in best of 3, when you have also sideboard to consider, I'm less prone to rare drafting. In best of 1, I think I would have just taken the 20 gems, because I don't like main decking the crew, although it's not something that's totally impossible to do. Alright, so let's take the magician now. Okay, no one cares about the crutches. I don't think I'm gonna play with multiple antagonize, so I'll just take the uncommon now for Vault Progress. Alright, so anything good for me here? Come on. Nope. These packs are not that impressive actually. I'm not taking a 3rd copy of a Rivetier's Initiate. I don't need a 2-drop here. My curve is totally fine in that regard. I don't like multiple plasma jockeys unless I'm black-red and have, you know, I care about sacrificing creatures, or I have a lot of you know, casualty spells or stuff like Fatal Crutch. I think, how about the Roastmaster? Should I take that? I think I'm just taking 40 gems now. I'm sorry, I don't need this. I have 4 of these, all of the mythics in the set, but I just honestly think I'm not going to use any of those cards even after sideboarding. They just, I mean, I take value when I can, and 40 gems is still, you know, a little bit value. And as sad as it might sound, but I don't think this pack is any different. I could take a land, but I have already 3 lands that help me fix. I don't need this kind of land, and I'm not going to splash for white. So I'll just take another 40 gems here. Sorry about that, but it's not my fault that these packs are so weak. I would take anything that's actually good. I would be happy to play in this deck. I don't need these 2-drops, so I'll just take 40 gems here. Alright, come on, something good. No. What is this? There is a Rivet, there's a Charm, and there's a Mr. Orfeo. And that's about it. Yes, there's also 20 gems, but I think there's very high chance that the Mr. Orfeo comes back. Assuming this pack has enough cards that 7 other players are gonna pick something here. I guess I could take the Gilded Pinions. It's not the worst, but is it something I want to have? Because if I would take this, I would take this too. I do think the Mr. Orfeo is quite good. But maybe I'll just ignore the splash. I'll take the Gilded Pinions. This color combination actually doesn't mind having access to that card, and I can take a fixer here. I can, you know, if I need to, I can cut something. I can initiate easily. This is a better 2-drop for sure. And not great. The stimulus package. I have played against this card so that it has, you know, caused some trouble to me, but I just don't think I want to. I mean, basically this is a 4 mana 2/1/1 tokens, which usually costs 2 mana or 3 mana, and then you get an additional upside. But this, I mean, you can generatize with this, but I think I'll just rather take the soloist. It's a fine card. I will be a little bit aggressive here, I think. Strangle quite late here, I'm happy to at least get. This is probably the best card I got to pick in this pack. And here, prize fight, maybe. Because I don't have that much non-creatures. And I have some big enough creatures to make it work, maybe. So I'll take it. I don't think I want to play multiple Roast Masters. And Mayhem Patrol, okay, another quality 2-drop. Sure, let's take it. And so now it's sideboard time. I don't have a Ready to Rumble. No, I do have a Ready to Rumble here. What is the most likely card? Do I need a 3-drop? I don't think I do. I'm not playing 2 of these Rumble things. Fine, I'll take the uncommon. You know, I don't think I need 2 Roast Masters. It's just, I mean, I have already enough playables. Although I'm just probably going to cut something like a big score and probably one of the 5 mana cards, and it will be the Ready to Rumble. I think the Wrecking Crew is, you know, main deckable, especially when I don't really have any expensive cards here. Alright, so here, I guess I can take a 4th piece of mana fixing. It is a cost to have a lands that enter the tap, but also I just love having starting hands with both colors available, so let's take it. And the charm came back. Someone took the Mr. Orfeo, so if I took this card, I wouldn't have gotten the Mr. Orfeo back. Alright, Daring Escape. I'm not gonna play that. Let's take the uncommon unless did I get it? Was it something else? I don't even care. Something else, probably. I'm not gonna play any of these. I guess the 1/1 first striker could be sideboarded in. Alright. A really weak draft with weak colors, so I don't have high hopes for it. So I definitely should have gone red-black, but after passing all those good red-black cards in pack 1, it was kinda awkward to move into that combination, but those... I don't think yeah, by the way, I didn't see that many amazing black cards. Although I do recall seeing a couple of Gerde Goons, which is the best black common. Better than Murder for sure. So yeah, and of course if I started picking those red-black cards in pack 1, it would have been even more open in pack 2. But yep, I do have a good cards here, a couple of Jewel Thieves. I like the Stomper. The fixes, well, they're good, but I mean they are not like amazing quality 2-drops. Couple of efficient removal spells. Yeah, it's a deck, I guess. It's a deck that has at least good mana and good mana curve. It has a good mix of creatures and non-creatures, but this format is about value, and other colors, other decks will be able to generate a lot more value. I have the big creatures stuff going on for me, and that sometimes is good enough to win. But I'm not too convinced that I have a very good win rate with this deck. Anyway, I don't think I care about the big score, and I said I will cut one of the 5 drops, but maybe looking at my curve here and the amount of treasure token generating I have here. Maybe I should play both 5 drops. I mean, 5 damage kills most of the creatures in this format. The problem with this card is that you quite often have to use this to kill something that costs like 3 to 4 mana. And that's not really what you are looking for in your removal. Maybe if it's an instant speed removal spell, because this instant speed removal has additional value in countering combat tricks and getting 2 for 1s that way. But sorcery speed 5 to 6 mana removal is usually very bad and limited, even if they just say destroy target creature, because it's usually not worth the mana, because you don't really want to use 5 mana to kill a 3 or 4 drop. Then again, sets have bomb creatures, so if opponent plays an amazing bomb, even if it's going to cost just 3 mana, I'm happy to kill it with 5 mana, assuming it doesn't have some kind of self-protection. So it's a little bit, I mean, it's not always that bad to kind of overpay for the effect, but that's the reason I want to usually use this as a sideboard card in best of 3, so I can observe if there is anything worth killing. For example, if the opponent has like a wrecking crew or some like 4 mana nasty creatures that I don't want to face, yeah, then deciding in a ready to rumble makes sense. But I could be facing a deck that has most of their creatures 2 or 3 mana creatures, or then their 4 mana creatures create value already when they cast it, so it's kind of awkward to use a 1-for-1 removal spell on that. So that's the reason I don't usually like this card. But now looking at my curve, I think I might want to play both of these, because this deck could really, because there's not really much value to be gained here. I guess the fixers are good mana sinks, but I could see a lot of games going so that I just don't have anything to cast, and then having a couple of more expensive cards isn't such a big deal, even though you are overpaying for the effect sometimes. So what I'm thinking here is that maybe I should okay, I could also just play 16 lands actually, because let's see, this can easily make a treasure token, this makes a treasure token, this ramps, this make a treasure token, this can make a treasure token, and I have only 2 5 mana cards. This can be cast with the bleach option, so it can be, yeah, I guess I have only 5 cards that, and even well, I suppose if I have access to 2 treasure tokens, then I can cast all these stuff, but yeah, let's say only 5 out of these 24 cards are cards that require more than 3 mana, so I could easily play 16 lands, and I want to do that also for the reason I just mentioned. This deck can really run out of gas, and that's a miserable way to lose limited games. Most of the stuff I can cast with 3 mana. Now the Stomper, of course, when you don't get to attack or block with it, is a little bit more awkward. And with 16 lands you have like a slightly lower chance to get to 7, but I don't think it's such a big deal. This actually has secondary use as a good target for the prize fight, and also something that can accrue the Capenna Express. So it may have use even when it can't participate in combat. Right, so I think this is just a deck. Although, do I want to play something like an Antagonize in here? I really don't think if I want to play all of these 2 drops, because this is 3, 4, that's 8 2 mana creatures, and the Initiate is not the greatest. I actually think the Antagonize might be an interesting option here, because this is just like a random 2 drop in the end. Well, it's not a random 2 drop, but it's not like the death touch is relevant like that often. I would say it's relevant less than 50% of the time. It will just trade with something. And then sometimes you just, the 2 mana cost is really nasty. Let's say it's turn 5, you want to attack into your opponent's 3/3. Well, you can't attack with the 2/2s, but you can activate the death touch. So how about if they block it? Well, I can use 2 mana, but then I have it, assuming I have hit my land drops. I have only 3 mana left, and it's my turn 5. I would rather play something that costs 4 or 5 mana, so it's okay if I have exactly a 3 drop in my hand. But the fact that it gains the death touch, it's only free in the very late game when you actually have excess mana available. So I think I'm gonna cut it and just play an Antagonize instead. I have still 7 2-mana creatures, and also the strangles that I can use to get rid of opponents' early drops if I don't have an early drop myself. So basically, either one of the 7 2-drops or one of the 2 strangles, that's 9 cards total that are relevant in the first 2 turns. So that should be enough for me to be able to curve out nicely. Alright, so this is the main deck. Of course I can switch it around a bit in sideboarding. So here 10 green, 17 red, but I have 3 of my 2-drops require green, Jewel Thief requires green, and I definitely want to play it on turn 3 if I have the option available, and this is a double caster, and I think I have 4 lands that give both colors. That's not a land. So Courtyard and a couple of these. Yeah, I'll play these. Also, I don't mind thinning the deck. It might be a little bit awkward for the Topiary Stomper in the games I draw it, but hey, this is still a 1-for-1. You get the land, and then I guess it's kind of a bonus, or a big bonus though, to be able to use it in combat. But I'll play all these because now I can play 6+6. This card balance here, color balance here, would say that I maybe should play more mountains, but for the reasons I just mentioned, I think an even split is going to make a little bit more sense here. Let's use, for example, these colorless ones, 6 forests and 6 mountains. Besides, this is in fact 10 ways to have access to red mana on turn 2, so that's going to be plenty enough, I would say. Okay, so that is the main deck. The relevant sideboard cards here, I think there are not many. Maybe in some grindy matchup, Big Score could be played. And, well, if I really need... okay, I don't really see playing sideboarding into more 2-drops. What would be the opponent's deck if I really want to use this? I don't see that happening. I could splash for the Rivethe's Charm if the opponent has like a crazy good bomb creature that is an expensive creature, or Planeswalker. I could see putting the Masked Bandits in the Rivethe's Charm, and then I would have enough ways to... I would put 1 Swamp, of course, in the deck because of this, so that would be enough to enable the Black Splash. But other than that, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of sideboarding in this event. Okay, with 10 and 10 mana base effectively, let's see how good starting hands can I have, especially because my mana curve is quite good, and like I said, I have 6 of each basic land, and then 4 lands that can give me access to either color. Well, I have a Jewel Thief, which I even can combine with Strangle right away. I'm gonna keep it. I have 10 outs to get something that can give me access to red, but this is really awkward because I do have a 2-drop here. If I just had, you know, one of these and was able to produce red, I would just, you know, play a 2-drop here, which I can't do now, so a little bit awkward, but what can I do? I don't really want to. Okay, now this is different because of course now I can simply use the Strangle here to try to deal with this guy. If they don't have a pump spell or something that protects it. Alright, so now next turn I can play the rocks, so this is fine now. But I really wouldn't have minded to have the Initiate already here. But all things considered, the opponent missed their 2-drop too, so it's totally fine. I'm actually in a better spot right now. Any reason to do anything pre-combat? No, nothing that is instant speed, so let's just attack. See if they take 3 here. And then I'm gonna play the 5/4 because it's quite big, and the only thing that can, you know, be annoying is the counter spell. But even if they have it, they would have to sacrifice the treasure token at least. They did pause for priority, so they have something for 2 mana, but that is problematic if they... Okay, so they yeah, I mean this is problematic if they just keep playing creatures. Now they did not, but they didn't attack with this either. They are not going to jump block, so they are going to have an effect that's going to save this. What can it be? I'm tempted to use the Strangle here, but then I can't cast any spells. I think I'm gonna play the soloist in this turn. If it is for the family, I shouldn't attack with the Jewel Thief. I should only attack with the Security Rocks. There are other options. It could even be the white uncommon that says +2/+7, but that also untaps. So that they would have probably attacked in that case. Okay, I'm gonna play around for the family, and there's also the +2/+2 white spell. White spell that, you know, that gives +2/+2. Alright, so now they have to keep up mana for that. But of course this thing is just a crazy bummer. I don't have a broken wings even. So, but let's see how many creatures they are gonna have. I have a Strangle here, but Strangle is quite not so good when they what's this? Okay. Strangle is not so good when I can anticipate a pump spell. Now, how do I do this? I can only play one of these cards, unless I play this and choose a treasure token. That probably makes sense. Alright, well, I'm gonna play something pre-combat, just in case they have the untapped trigger. I think they have some kill shot or some bounce spell or something. Could even be a fight spell. Well, I'm still playing this. I can also force this to attack the next turn. So I will have... No, actually that's not the... Well, it is going to be the case. Look, I'm gonna make a treasure token and then I'm gonna cast another creature. So let's attack. I don't really want to attack with the soloist if they have a kill shot. Then again, if they kill the soloist, they take 8. They do gain a lot of life though. Annoying actually. This is really good because, you know, making them unable to block is really important. Would that be a kill shot? They're gonna kill the Security Rocks with a kill shot. Super annoying. They have 5 cards in their hand and 5 mana, all the colors available, so they definitely have at least one spell they can play on my turn. And not attacking with this soloist means that I would be playing around a kill shot specifically. I guess they can be a flash. Okay, they can have the uncommon flash thing too. Well, okay, I'm not gonna attack with the soloist. Let's see what they do. And I think okay, that was really good news. There was nothing there, actually nothing. So what are they gonna have? I'm gonna play the initiate. At least I can, you know, make it death touch, so it can attack pretty freely. I'm gonna, you know, take 3 while they are gonna gain some life, but yeah, the progress ascendancy isn't that good when I don't have more than one creature. But let's see if there's a flash creature now coming up or some tokens. Okay, there was a prize fight in the back, so they did gain life there. That's of course bad news, but now they have to attack because of the soloist's effect. Which I can make unable to block, I guess. They go to 12 here, so they have 4 mana of course. Well, I could play the hasty guy, but let's see if they don't have other kill spell. I mean, they would have used the kill shot previous turn. They did have mana for both prize fight and kill shot, I think. Yeah, they did have 4 lands and 1 treasure, so that's a total of 5, plus this makes a treasure token, but... Okay. So I have a lethal attack here. I do have a lethal attack here. Do I need this right now? I guess the card draw would be somewhat valuable, but then again this can just ping them, but it doesn't matter when they have this lifelinker. It's such a... I don't know. They might even have a counter spell. So fine, let's do this. Let's do this with the haste option here. and see what they're gonna. Just might as well do this. I hope they don't have the +2/+7 and untap thing. Oh, they're holding something. Oh, they actually are holding mana up for the this thing that can draw cards. So that's gonna gain them more life. Jeez, this is the life link here is so relevant. They're gonna go antagonize. Can that help? Guess it can if I draw a red source because I kind of want more life. So I don't even want to count how much life they got. This thing has vigilance. They made a mistake not attacking with it. But strangle as useless as it can be. Yeah, the progress ascendancy is gonna help them quite a bit now. So, and well, the fact they have the life linker, they have gained so many life points this game. So let's see, how do I do it? I can cast only one of these spells. Yeah, I got the red mana, but of course I have a lot of interest tapped land in the deck. I wish this wasn't a mountain because then I could just play these two. But I'm dying on the counter attack, so no, that wouldn't really make any sense. The problem is I can't stay, keep up with this Skycryer. I just can't, because I can make one of these unable to block. Then I can attack with no one, because these can just eat my guys. Yeah, Skycryer with progress ascendancy. That's it. I don't think I really have not a lot of options for sideboarding, but that was a really awkward match because I had the means to win. Well, I mean, they had the Bomb Raider, so. And I even have the Sizzling Soloist there to kind of ignore the fact they have big creatures, but they had the Life Linker, they had the Fight spell, and then they had the Progress Sound. They gained multiple. They had two other, life gain moments in addition to the attacks they got because of the fight and bite spells they played. Alright, here's a fine hand. I'm gonna play. I guess I could even play these to draw a card, but I think I'm gonna play this because this has the threat of activation unless they have like the connive thing that makes them a 3-power 2-drop. They can't really block this. And I even drew the land naturally here, which is pretty decent. Now, is that going to mean that now? I think I'm still just playing the Mayhem Patrol here. I don't think I need to. I don't need to have access to 4 mana on the next turn. This has having many allows me to keep attacking. Okay, now with Antagonize and the For the Family, this should be pretty safe. Let's see what they do. I guess the worst is if they are gonna block the Fixer and then have like a kill shot. So I waste some mana here because I know I could have played the Plasma Jockey here. Maybe I should have done that actually because I don't have it. Okay, well, I think I should have done that. So attacking for what 7 damage, not this unable to block. Yeah, that would have been good. Oh well. So I have to try it now because the For the Family is the only relevant spell I have access to. So this is going to. That's gonna deal 3. I'm still gonna lose this guy, right? Because that's gonna be dealing. Yeah, but I mean now it's a 1-for-1. I guess I'm gonna make them both die. I don't like it, but I do have the Antagonize here. Yeah, sadly, because he's gonna take 3 damage now and then another 3 damage from the actual combat damage. But it was a 2-for-2, and I had no really use for other use for that mana that turn. Alright, so this will be a problem at some point. care about this plasma jockey. I could blitz maybe this thing, or this can be useful later on as a as a 4-1 3-1 maybe. Combining with the Sizzling Soloist, two of their creatures can't block. It's tough. It's actually very tough. I could just play this to block this guy, unless they have two creatures. Okay, let's make it reset. Not happy about this, but I do want to play a 4-drop next turn. Definitely the Sizzling Soloist is the one. I have this, this +4 coming up. I have this +4 coming up, and this is a menace creature, though, so this has a good chance to be unblocked, especially given my Plasma Jockey and the Soloist here. As long as the opponent doesn't find some other life gain, I'm gonna win the race, even though this guy gets bigger and bigger. Okay, no creatures, so what's the spell? Why would they do that post combat? I think they just missed the point of damage there. But they got a lifelinker, but it's only 1 power currently. So this has many sides. Should just go like this. And then I have options. I actually could go for the rocks play. It would be so tempting to just play the Soloist now. But I could play Jewel Thief and a rocks because I have 2 treasures in that case. Jeez. It might get countered though, because they could have the counter spell, but... Okay, let's do the Soloist now. Then next turn I can do the Jewel Thief rocks if I want to. Glad this guy doesn't have vigilance, so I can take the 5 damage easily here now. It's gonna be close, isn't it? But Soloist can really make it hard for them too. Okay, so they are attacking. No blocks. They're thinking about something here now. So pump spell on the... Okay, dagger on. Well, that is something I'm very happy about. So now I have all the information available. Do I have a win here? That's the question, because I can definitely have a haster in here, but no, that's not enough. That's only 8 damage. Alright, so... Definitely what I'm doing here is Jewel Thief into the rocks right now. Because if I play the Plasma... Oh, I have the Antagonize. Oh, sorry. What a mistake. I didn't realize I have mana to both because of these treasure tokens. So I can blitz this for 3. That is 7 damage plus 3 plus 2. Okay, that is enough. They are tapped out. Almost made a mistake. Game 3. They did see some of my tricks. They are now able to anticipate my hasty stuff. But then again, I have only 1 Plasma Jockey, only 1 Antagonize, only 1 Soloist. So if they're gonna be extra careful because of all that, maybe that's good for me. Yeah, so did I see something that... Okay, there's a Rocks Pummeler. Not convinced that is such a... I mean, it's a good card when it's on the battlefield, but is it worth 6 mana? I think it's something you don't usually want to play. The Wrecking Crew will be useful in blocking some flyers. Ready to Rumble. Well, I guess there can be some annoying stuff. I don't know. Do I want to play like an additional initiate? I just don't think I have that good stuff to sideboard in, so I will play with the same deck. Okay. Okay, so no progress ascendancy, please, because they are on the play. If they have that early in the game, that's gonna be really hard to win through that. At least I have good mana here now, so I can. Don't wanna thin my deck. Maybe with the 5-drop I'll just play this, and then yeah, the Requisitioner, and then Fixer on 8-10, because I don't mind trading this Requisitioner. Hard to pronounce it, but yeah, this is fine. If they block, I'm happy. Oh, sorry, if they attack, I'm happy. If they don't attack, I will at least get the deal. Alright, so does that change anything? Probably not with the Strangle around. Especially with the... Well, they have forests, but they do have a treasure there. I have these untapped lands, there's no rush playing the courtyard, so what I can do here is just strangle this guy. Like so, and then play the Fixer, which threatens to be quite big. Next turn, if I want to burn the treasure, I could play the crew, but I don't think I want to burn it when I have the Fixer, which can pick up a permanent +1/+1 counter out of it. Okay, I have a bunch of those. Well, they can't exactly block unless they have a trick, because I can make this into a 4/4 with the current setup here. Okay, let's try raising. See what they do. If they would have blocked, I wouldn't have gone for the double pump. I would be happy with a trade, because then it's a little bit of too much of a blowout if they have a trick there. So now what I can do is I can pump this once, not using the treasure. Should I use the treasure actually? I don't have any need for it. I can play the Wrecking Crew on the next turn. And I can play the tapped land and then the initiate. Alright, so let's do it. Let's make it permanent 3/3. This is a bit of flooding out. I can draw a card with the Razor's Ring though, but it's very slow. Let's see what they have. So slightly not that worried about that, and I got my own Jewel Thief. So how to do it? Well, I think I'll just attack with both. Don't see why not. If they do have tricks, then I need to make them spend their tricks anyway. And then I'll just play the crew. I could pump this once and play the Jewel Thief, but I'd rather have the crew available, so let's do it like this. It's fine. Some counters. It has vigilance. They just missed 5 damage there. They don't realize it has vigilance. They could have attacked with the thief there. Jeez. Now there's some you could think about not blocking there. Take 2 damage so that whatever card they draw is something they couldn't cast right away. But I don't think it's. I'd rather make them not. Be able to deal the 2 damage. It could be a race in the end. Now, these can threaten to be a 5/5, not more. I have the lands for it, but it's an untapped one. I'm actually happy with the trade. I'm just worried about them having a trick. This is the only thing that can actually beat the Jewel Thief somehow. But so if I play this, now I can only give it 2 pumps to this, because I have 6 lands, but I don't have 3 green. So, well, don't like it, but I guess I have to make them use whatever card they're holding there. I also can't play the Jewel Thief in that case. And they might be... Well, they might have been worried about some pump spell, but I guess this fixer is gonna trade with whatever card they have in their hand. Because I can't see this thing, you know, ending up with me. They have a progress time. At least they had to use all the resources for it. And the fact that they did not, you know, attack for 5 on the previous turn means I can now easily take this 5 here now. And just hope they don't draw like a flyer or so, because the other jewel tip is really annoying here now. The Chaldea Strong Arm is a really good card. Capenna Express, exactly what the doctor ordered. Is that how you say? With 7 I can play this and that. Okay, yeah, this is great. Of course I can't attack this turn, but I have the 6/6 now, which I can crew very easily. Also it can be good with the treasure token. So yeah, this is good. Now I hope they draw all blue cards with no blue mana. Virtuoso, that can be a risky card if they have more tricks available. Okay, so should I? Guess I can draw a card with this thing and still have mana for the fixer. Probably worth it. And I want to draw the card first because there might be a trick which I can use to counter whatever trick they might have. So let's risk it. I mean, if they double block so that they don't have a trick available, that's great. If they have, then I mean, what can I do? If they just have all the tricks in the world, then they have all the tricks in the world. They just block with a thief and then use a +2/+2 or something like that. I guess that means they can't use the trick on the Virtuoso. Swooping Protector. Alright, so I get to trade with the thief, which is fine enough to me. I also have a reach blocker. Oh, they just jump it. I like to see that. That I like to see. So they don't have a good attacker now because I do have the Wrecking Crew. Now they get the blue, but they have only one card. If that is a blue card, okay, it's basically a top deck war at this point. Okay, that is just a 2. Why would they use this against a red-green deck that has no flyers? A 3 mana 2/3. Not good enough. Alright, so glad to... Wasn't so bad, but I actually had there 4 activations on this thing because of the treasure token. But... so this is threatening to be a 6/6 as well. If I get to trade with... They can like double block with a Swordjack and the Jewel Thief. If once the Jewel Thief is gone, that means I can use the Wrecking Crew, so that's good. So definitely attacking just... and let's say if they take the damage, I have no blockers because if they... no, actually I will have the Wrecking Crew. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with that. I'm gonna crew the Express with... I guess I don't want to waste the treasure. I will show them that I have no tricks. I don't think they are much in a position to play around tricks anyway, but if they're gonna block this, I don't want to waste the... so that I have to activate this 4 times. I don't want to waste the treasure if this is gonna die anyway. So let's go. Attackers, please. And they can't, you know, block both of these profitably. Now they would have to have a very good top deck there. They have no cards in their hand. Let's say a random creature, so to say, is not gonna be that great. Because it would have to be a very, very impactful creature. It would have to be like a very expensive one. Okay, jump there is really decent. And I go... okay, am I gonna use the treasure to make it a permanent 3/3? I have not a lot of uses for that treasure otherwise. I guess I still have 1 Jet Mirror's fixer left in the deck, and that's pretty much the only card. Also, crewing this with a treasure might be handy, but the thing is, if I make this a permanent 3/3 right now, it will threaten to be a 7/7 on the next turn, which, you know, may or may not be relevant. They can attack for 5, but I go to 9, and then they can't really attack with these guys. Maybe I'll just, you know... okay, fine. I'm gonna actually use the treasure. It should ask it here, right? Pay with treasure, fine, whatever. It's a permanent 3-3 now. Down to 9. Now they would need to have a lucky draw to win on this turn. Just don't have anything too crazy here. That's actually pretty relevant that they forgot to attack, because if I was now at 4, that would be a really different game. Okay, so either a land or something instant speed, which could be annoying. Soloist. If I play the soloist, this can still be a 5-5 trades with the jewel thief. That's actually good enough for me. Although, am I going to? Yeah, I'm gonna crew there still with the soloist. This is gonna, if they don't have anything, this is gonna only deal 2, so they can't double block a 5-5 with a 2-2 and a 2-3. So trading the fixer here is fine. Alright, so this allows me to keep more decent blockers. I'd rather have a 3-3 to block than the 3-2. That's the reason I'm doing this pre-combat. And even as a 7-7, this could still be double blocked by the thief and the swordjack, so that I couldn't kill them both. So I don't think the 7th activation even matters too much. What I'm trying to say here, I think it's the same whether this is a 5-5 or a 7-7. That said, they might have a trick which could make it relevant, but I guess then I get to make them use the trick. I still have 2, you know, big things here. Okay, they seem to have no instant speed effect because it was such a quick one. Yeah, they didn't get the priority. I think they're holding only a land here. Or a counter spell, I guess. Oh, did they have a response to this? Anyway, I'm of course now in a very good shape. All of these guys are lethal now. And if I do happen to draw a creature, this of course does its thing. Pummeler, not gonna work it, because they need life gain, which they don't have. Doesn't matter if I... Oh, I mean, this is also good, but I definitely did not need it, so I can just... I mean, I'll just attack with everything, but does it matter? There's nothing for 1 bloom. There is 1 card with 1 bloom, right? This is the slip out of the back. The thing that gives a +1/+1 counter and phases out a creature, and it can target opponent's creatures too. So let's say I had only 3 attackers that are lethal. They could in fact phase out one of them, then eat one of them, actually eat 2 of them. Yeah, they phase out the fixer. Let's say I don't have the soloist or something like that. They phase out the fixer and then they will eat the crew with the pummeler and then eat the thief with the... Yeah, anyway. If they had that particular blue 1 mana uncommon and I had only 3 attackers, then it would have been risky, but now it was clear 100% victory, I think. They did it anyways. I hope it's not winning the match. Alright, decent starting hand with both colors and a curving out of some kind at least. It's not a bad curve out when you get to play the Requisitioner turn 2. It's a bit awkward to trade with it. Okay, I'll place an unorthodox combination of colors, but that's probably going to mean that they will have black mana available to play the Master's archetype. There is an outlaw giving them access to black as well. Now I don't want to see the thing that makes me discard a card, and it's a 1/1, so I don't actually want to see that card either. It is a really annoying one. I mean, at some point when they add low life total, the 2 life is not worth. They can't really use it, but they are not at that point. This is gonna still trade with all the stuff I have. I think I'm gonna at least benefit. I mean, I'll get the, you know, the treasure token out of the deal. Then I can play the patrol and the ring, and then I can do the soloist, and then of course start, you know, having easy attacks. Okay, initiate that. Oh, I think that's the preferred. They actually didn't have a fourth land, so definitely rocks now, because I don't think they will have good blocks, and if they have one big thing I can kill it with this thing. Let's hope they don't have a removal spell on the rocks. Now they do have murder up because they had the second black now. Don't pass the turn. Oh no, don't kill it either. Alright, so they need to pass the turn. Well, not much I can do. I'll play a post-combat Roastmaster with the initiate. So, yep, they are gonna have a kill spell on the rocks, but because of course they would have activated this ability if nothing else. But that means they have at least a 3 mana spell. I'm gonna say murder. They're gonna have a murder on the rocks. Run out of town. Well, that's not as bad because I'm happy to play it on the next turn too. So, put on top. They might have a milling effect, of course. But anyway, the Roastmaster, the soloist is good too, but I can. Okay, let's see. I do like the pings quite a bit. And if I would play the soloist, I would play the I think it's better to start pinging right now. And the initiate is also nice in the way that you know, I can just activate it for 2 mana and trade with whatever they're gonna block it with. I still have the ready to rumble as long as they don't have discard effects, because of course that, well, the format really has like one decent discarding card, which is of course the 2-drop, black 2-drop. And I have to keep that in mind. If I draw an excess land at some point, I will keep it in my hand, because I don't want to lose either of these cards now. Yeah, they actually do mill me now, maybe, do they? Yeah, the deal gone bad. Oh man, look at this setup. Okay, at least that was all they could do. The initiate is gonna trade with this guy. I'm gonna use the ready to rumble on this 4/5, but man, this is... So, I milled, of course, the rocks which I knew was on top, 2 jewel thieves. And then so that's no lands, and then I drew a mountain. I guess I have discard protection now, so that's that. I will trade with the initiate, because I don't actually want it to, you know, gain life. So I'm happy if they trade here. Well, I guess I'm dealing enough damage to make it so that they are not gonna have easy time using this blitz option, because pay 2 life is not so nice when they were at a low life total facing a mini-sky. Although this is only a 2 power mini-sky, but there's also the soloist in here. So ready to rumble is now really good, because I get to actually deal with a 6-drop with a 5 mana removal. Usually you will remove something that's cheaper than that. Okay, let's get the amount. They're gonna be at 9. They still have 2 cards, well now of course 3 off the draw step. If they have 2 blockers, I can't attack with this unless I draw a creature, because the soloist of course makes one of their guys unable to block. But they definitely can't just use the underdog. Really, because that's gonna cost 4 mana and they can't block with it. Crocodile. Oh, I can force it to attack, because this is 2 creatures. Can I draw a card? If I burn my treasure, yes. I think I should do it. Because I can play land. Yeah, I will have 3 mana here left. That's gonna be good too. Okay, so play this, get a token. I mean, it's always gonna be a token, but a creature token, so I can target this with both of them. So it not only can't block, but it must attack on the next turn, so it won't be able to block on the next turn. Right, they are down to 4, so actually the Tenacious Underdog never was able to provide value. They need life gain basically. Without life gain I can't see them winning. Even if I draw a land I can... I mean there's multiple things. This is gonna deal 2... Well that is life gain, but it's something I can kill with Strangle. And unless they can save it... Unless they can save it, I'm going to win the game here. Let's see. 2 cards left. Land and... They're checking their graveyard. They can return something. Maybe they have their... Okay. Alright, well, Plasma Jockey good draw. But let's do this first and see if they have some way to save it. The black one doesn't work because, you know, there's a black spell. This it gets +2/+0 and returns from the graveyard when it dies, but it returns tapped. So that wouldn't have worked there. But now that I do through this, I get to... Well, both trigger this and also have this attack trigger happen. Okay, so they are Maestros. Well, with the Outlaw, I'm gonna keep playing them. 5 mana removal spell. It doesn't actually kill the Crocodile, but I suppose I have something like a antagonize for that. Plus, I do have the Gilded Pinions in my deck, which I haven't drawn even once. This could be good if they have those ground blockers. Anyway, I mean, the Rivete's Charm, that is something I could play here, because they have the Outlaw, where is it? Here, and they have the Crocodile, which are pretty good targets. Well, they are not targets, but you know, creatures I can get rid of with the Rivete's Charm. So that is an option, which would mean I'm going to cut something like a... I mean, I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it. Maybe on the play. If I'm losing this next game, I will be on the play. Then maybe I will be even more aggressive. Does this work with that plan? I kind of would want to play the Masked Bandits at that point too. I don't really know what to cut, so I guess the prize fight. No, it's important to get rid of the potential Lifelinger. I do have 2 Strangles though. It's very hard. I think I'm gonna still play with the same deck, and if I really feel like I need a Charm to get rid of one of the expensive creatures, I can do that in the potential game 3. Okay, now these are the kind of starting hands I like here, because even though this is only 2 lands, it's both colors, and I have 2 2-drops already here. I have the Strangle. This is what I'm talking about. You see? Get it on it. Annoying, but I guess I just have to live with that. This has managed... I'm not going to use the activated ability on the next turn. Both of these are red, because something to note here is that I cannot, sadly, unless I draw a red source, I cannot, on the next turn I cannot play a 2-drop and the Strangle, because I don't have the red mana for it. I guess I will play the Witty Roastmaster anyway. And I can also play the Pinions and Strangle if I really need to. With all that said, I'm gonna play these, because this is also gonna be 2 damage, so I don't really want to use 2 mana on this. And because this has menace, it's gonna be quite likely that it won't be blocked, because they are gonna attack with their 3 creatures, so it's definitely worth raising here. Prize fight. Okay. Okay. That thing can't attack, so I'm actually happy that they are not... This really makes it harder for them to raise. I can play the Roastmaster. I might have to use the Gilded Pinions treasure token just to double spell or 2 red spells. Oh good, it goes. Well, that's gonna be 7 damage to me. Oh, this is nasty. That's well, I mean, of course, when they get to open with this rare, which I'm not happy to trade with. Of course, if this was like a 2 mana 3/2 and that's it, I can just strangle it. But it's not really a position for me where I can just do that. Because I don't want to give them the value. Now I'm happy with security rocks this turn. I don't think I'm gonna try to. Do the, you know, to sacrifice 2 treasures things, especially because I have a fixer here that can really use the treasures. So I'm not gonna trade with that guy. I'm gonna attack here with the menace creature and just play the 5/4. I mean, if they don't have anything, they don't have a good attack, but how likely is that? The other option is to have like a Gilded Pinions and a fixer. I don't want to use the strangle on any of these guys right now. I'll just play the rocks and make them have something. It could be the -3/-3, in which case I can still, you know, I can still block because this will have 2 power. And these both attackers have only 2 toughness. But they could have a run out of town. I would go to 5 unless I trade with something here. Well, I guess I'll see very soon. They don't have access to red, but I don't recall from the first game how many red spells did they have in their deck. It could be just a splash of red. Night Club doesn't actually kill anyone, but why would they do that now to kind of give me the information? Well, I don't mind. How do I do this? I could take 3. I mean, I can go to 7. It's not that big of a deal. They still have 3 cards in their hand, so using 4 mana on this might not be such a big deal. This Roastmaster isn't very good against these 2/2s. So I think this might be the point where I'm gonna miss some things, but then again it's only 3. But this doesn't do anything. It's gonna keep pinging a bit. Okay, fine. I'm gonna make them use 4 mana for it. They want to get value. So now of course I can offer it to trade with the rocks. Is there any way for me to... Not really. They're gonna block the rocks with 2 of... both the 2/2s. I don't like that. I know I can, you know, pinions and attack for 5 in the air. It seems quite bad, but that might be what I want to do because... Nah, it's really tough. Really tough. Am I gonna trade with 2 of these guys? Is that really gonna be worth it? This is tough. The strangle doesn't help it, but whatever I kill, I can still lose the rocks. I guess I'll just attack with both. They have to block this with 2, so I don't mind trading these with, you know, with one of the 2/2s. That's fine. They of course have to take into account that I might have tricks here and they don't want to get blown out. And I do have the prize fight, but it's not really that great. I mean, let's say they used a couple of 2/2s to block the rocks. Yes, I can then make the Mayhem... Okay, now they did this. So I could have made the Mayhem Patrol to Get rid of one of them. So, do I care about the backstreet bruiser more than one of the 2-2s? I'm not going to block a 2-2 here. And they can attack if they want to. With 3 I won't be blocking either. So I think it's worth getting rid of the 2-2s, and in fact I can always strangle the bruiser. That's the thing. So token clubber. They can get this thing back, I guess. Token. I don't have, of course, any kind of bounce. All right, let's do it like this. Yep, that's fine. Now this would be a moment when I could actually I could use the prize fight now to kill the night clubber, unless they have a trick. Okay, let's do it like this. I'm not sure if this makes any sense, because now I can get rid of all of those guys, and I can use my prize fight. Can do this and this, and well, I don't think using the underdog is not that great. I go to 7, they go to 12, and then I have a good counter attack here. I'm gonna win this race, am I not? I think I am. Should I? I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use this. Now, if they can't deal with the fixer, it's gonna threaten to be... Okay, well that's gonna do a bunch of stuff. Including me losing 4 life, which is horrible. Thing is, if I have a cheap creature, I will simply win. If I pump the fixer once, I will have to discard one of my cards. I guess if I... Okay, I'm gonna win if I draw a very cheap creature. But I think I need to strangle him. Because I have to actually, yeah, I have to actually attack. Okay, well that's it. no worries. Even a blitzcrank. That's enough. So, the point was, if I draw something that doesn't do anything, I will still attack with both because they have to block. Because I can pump this guy, and they block the soloist, and then I have to finish it off with a strangle. And they take some damage, at least 4 damage from this guy, and I'm still down. I'm at 4 life, so the underdog doesn't kill alone. And at least I would have this big blocker. The big attacker, they might have to keep jump blocking or something like that. But now, of course, when I drew this thing, that was all done. But yeah, sorry, I was at 3. Wait a minute. Yeah, I went from 7 to 3. So yeah, the underdog was going to be lethal. So I had to get lucky there, but I did. That's great. Okay, so far when I have had a good starting hand, I have also had good, aggression and win the games. And this is even me on the play, and I have a good starting hand. I still haven't seen the Toberish Stomper, although I don't think I would have needed it that much either. But it's one card I have in my deck which I haven't seen in the entire event yet. Okay, for the family, good one. So if they have like a connive 2-drop, well they don't. This is gonna connect. Actually, this is not bad. because I will use the for the family and then I can play a 2-drop here still. This is actually fantastic, because they are gonna block here. And I don't mind this at all. And I don't mind the fact that I drew a land, because that means I have the security rocks coming out. So good curve out. I was able to double spell there even. They have a well brokers. Oh man. So basic land, basic land, basic land. 3 different ones and have the best 3-color uncommon the set has to offer. And everything is now. I mean, this is gonna. Yeah, I'll just have to. This is just how you have to go. I'm gonna lose my guy. And oh, they actually decided not to block, which is fine still, because I was gonna pump this once, make them lose the shield counter, this dies because of the double strike, but then I would have strangled it to death, but they chose differently. Well, that means I'm gonna rocks. But man, this one, my beautiful curving out here was completely made, you know, very, I mean, it just was, what can I do here? I can't attack with this. Normally this can attack into anything, because obviously it can activate the death touch, but Disciple Duelist. Well, at least it's not a bomb rare, but it's a really awkward card otherwise. Capenna Express. Okay. Well, it's big enough to, you know, deal with that guy, I guess. So this only deals 4 damage. They need something else to block this. At which point I can at least kill maybe the other thing that's gonna block and then knock out the shield counter. Then I can strangle it. I don't think I have any casualty spells. No, I don't. Well, it's a blue-black mechanic, isn't it? No, does red have? Yeah, red has some too. Okay, so they are going to have a pump spell here, right? Because of course I could just, you know, I mean, if they had nothing, if they were tapped out, I would just block with the 6/6 here. But it's pretty clear. But then again, what pump spell keeps +4 plus? I guess it could be the Libation, the X spell. But then again, if they have that, because I don't mind actually losing the Capenna Express to a pump spell in a way that this thing actually loses a shield counter here. So unless it's the X pump spell, if it is +2/+2, I will be able to get rid of the shield counter. So guess I'll do that. It could be also 2 pump spell, but if I get rid of 2 cards with the Capenna Express, that is fine now. And I might as well trade with this Gardener here, why not? That's, yeah, well, that was I mean, the important thing is they did lose the shield counter, but yeah, they did draw a card from that trick, so it was card advantage for them. But I mean, I had to deal with that card anyway. So, just strangle this guy. I can't attack because they can't block threat of activation, and then I don't have to pump because I have another spell to play here. They have 3 cards to my this board here, but at least have the ready to rumble to deal with some big guy. No blocks there. Okay, so easy attack. I know I could have done this pre-combat. The treasure token would have allowed me to do this attack still, because I only need 2 mana. But I also don't want to waste the treasure token. I might need it for the ready to rumble. Now the thing is, if they block and I use a pump up, which I would of course do, then they have a trick or removal, I wouldn't have mana for the jewel thief, but I don't think it's that important. And now I can just deal 4 and then play this and see if they have a counter spell. They do not. Okay, so now I have an activation up for one of the fixers if it comes relevant. Do they have a spell at all? Flash spell, card draw spell, anything? They have an exotic pets, which is... They don't have any extra counters on them and they are not winning the race with the unblockable tokens now, so it's rather harmless. I don't mind them having that. That's such a funny card. Because of the name of the new creature. Totally legitimate. Sorry, can't say the word. Legitimate. Business person. Okay, they use progress jumps as a divination, which is totally fine. I would have rather them not have access to extra card, but it's... Given the board state here, I actually am in a better shape than the opponent is. Alright, so let's see if I get something. That's not so good against these guys, but... They might be using the 1/1s just to deal with the fixers. So they can... Well, I'm just... There's no reason to blitz this pre-combat or anything. I'm just gonna do this and see what is their choice here. I can make both of these into 3/3, so... That's totally fine. I mean, if 3 damage is not gonna be enough to kill this, because I can make it into a 4/4 as well. I mean, if they do this kind of block, I think they're gonna just have a... when I pump this guy, they're gonna just have some kind of response, but at least I get to make them use their cards. They have only 2 of them. And I still have the ready to rumble in case they have something a little bit bigger. Hopefully not anything with 6 toughness or with shield counters. Okay, so I'd rather try to kill a 2/2. So in case they have like a +2/+2 effect, I can still get rid of it. And I'm not gonna waste the treasure on that, because I'm pretty sure this is not gonna work so that I make this into a 4/4 and then this die and this doesn't die. This guy is gonna die, one way or the other. So let's keep the treasure around. If they have +2/+2, they should target the token with it, because the token will survive. They chose to just... Okay, they have a double progress charm here. And the duelist, okay. Yeah, quite a good assortment of good cards. Anyway, the point is, they killed the 3/3 instead, and now they will still lose both of these. They could have just killed the fixer, because I think this is really good for me. They have 1/1 left against my fixer here. And I have still these cards, so... let's see, maybe they will just block the 1/1, which would be fine for me. And I can... Now that I did draw the forest, I think I'm going to... use the treasure, because what I can do here is I can do like this, and then I can do like this and still play the red with the system. And if there's something for the ready to rumble, I have the mana to cast. This being a permanent 3/3 means I can threaten it to be a 5/5. And they have nothing. Okay, so I had a good start, but then they had Disciple Duelist, but you know what saved the situation again? The Capenna expressed that I did lose in the end, but that was the key to making them lose the shield counter, so that I was able to use the strangle there, and I was able to make them at least use a card, even though it was a cantrip for them. They drew a card, but yeah, the 6/6, that was good. Now, is this gonna be one of those draft events when I never sideboard anything? Because that's not often the case, but I don't think this sideboard just has. If there was a must-kill target for the charm, I would sideboard it in, but I don't really think there's anything I care about. I guess the Gold Hound is good against the double striker, but that's really all it is good for. If they had the 3/1 3-drops that, fetch copies of themselves, that's also a good use for the 1/1 first striker, but I didn't see them, so I'll just use the same deck. The sideboard is really not very useful here. Okay, again a good starting hand. Then again, this deck has potential for good starting hands, and I should get a red source with this. Yeah. Only one green card in the hand. Green for the 3-color deck. Price fight. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. And they didn't have any kind of land drop there. Okay. Get another. When they had to use the treasure token, they get another one, but I guess they have no land or a tapped land. They have a priority there, which means that. Well, it means that I will try this and see what happens. And I don't need the treasure here, so I'm gonna make 2 guys. Ping them a couple of times. And I do have another strangler. They have something that has at most 3 toughness and no shield counters. Also have a hasty attacker if I want to have it. Now I don't have the double striker. They can cast it now if they want to. That would completely make my attacks they can just eat all of this stuff for free without losing the shield there, but they did not have it. And they had to use the treasure to cast the blue spell. This is really good. I guess they're gonna make another treasure with the scare up here, but let's see, the Requisitioner blitzing that with the prize fight is good, but I would need an extra one after that. So I guess that's the plan for the next turn. I'll just strangle this guy here, if it works. They have a priority because of this scarab here, but let's see if they have also a pump spell there. So I think I'm gonna leave this for the next turn, because then I will have access to 5 mana. I can blitz it and then kill something with it that only has 3 toughness, and I still get the card here. And now I can attack for 6 here. I think they're gonna just make a treasure token with the scarab. Hope they don't have a mass removal effect. That would be awkward. Well, yeah, double white would. Yeah, there's a wrath effect in the format that costs 4 mana with double white. Destroy all creatures. And every player who has a multicolored creature gets to draw a card, which I do have. There's also the green, red, white spell that deals 3 damage to all non-tokens, but they don't have red in their deck. What is the... I don't think there's any difference. I have 4 mountains, 4 forests Whatever, let's take a mountain. Yeah, not gonna cast this because I think it's very useful with the prize fight. Hopefully they don't have like a 4 toughness creature there. Okay, that is really slow. Damn it. What the hell with this protection? It doesn't have any abilities anymore. Okay, well there's a Gilded Pinions. This is interesting now because I think now I should just go for the 3 damage haste. Draw a card. Because this is so much damage. I won't be able to ping them anymore. But it's gonna be 7 damage. They're gonna be down to, yeah. Definitely worth it. Because they don't have any blockers, why would I do that? Play the Pinions. So I have lethal 2 power flyer here. Among other things. The 4/4 isn't. Well, it's going to. Yeah, they can play these adjudicators and make this unable to attack. So I can't actually. But that does mean they lose both the treasure token and the land that was able to, you know, do 3. Sorry, 3 different colors. Alright, so now Capenna Express doesn't have haste, but it's really good here. Then again, Wrecking Crew is good too. Oh, what I can do is win the game. Isn't it? No, this is Crew 3. I quite cannot win the game because I can kill this with the prize fight, but I would have to tap 2 of my guys, so I can attack only with 1. But it's probably still worth it because it just has to be right. It can be used to crew vehicle, right? Oh, let's not be stupid. I can crew it with the treasure token, and then I have the other treasure token. But no, they still can't attack. But they are at 2 life. Ah, what? Okay, I was slow, but I did find the win here. They are tapped out, so there's no risk. 2 damage is all I need here. So the 1/1 and the other 1/1 attack, and they will go to 0 life. And yes, I did in fact play the entire event so that I never drew the rare, but it's not really an amazing bomb rare or anything. It was just a funny observation. I mean, there could have been other cards I had in my deck that I never even saw. And of course I'm talking about the Stomper here. I really think that Jewel Thief is even a better card than a Stomper. So I was happier to draw these Jewel Thieves than the Stomper, but yeah, that was it. So I played the kind of a forbidden color combination. Red-green is probably the least, probably considered the worst 2 color combination in the entire set for limited. But hey, I got to 3 wins. Got my, well, all the good stuff, and of course I mostly won the games where I did have my curving out, you know. The opponent stumbled, of course, there, they missed land drops and all that, but my deck was really consistent, and this time I was able to have the consistent draws that such a deck is supposed to have, and that was good enough to win the matches there. And that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and I will still have a few of these coming before the next set. Bye bye.